Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. It is Monday. It's the beginning of a brand new week full of wonderful possibilities. It is Monday, July 29th, 2019. And Mercury is about to come out of retrograde. So is this good news? Have you been paying attention? Mercury's been in retrograde now for the last almost month, I think it was going on for. I have to admit, I've seemed a little off the last couple of weeks. Not as happy and jolly. Just kind of quieter. Weird, right? Because we all know I'm not quiet. I'm wondering if it's going to be a difference now that it's coming out. My husband doesn't believe in any of it. He thinks it's all hogwash. I don't know. I've definitely seemed a little off. In fact, the old me kind of came out a little bit over the weekend. The angry, unreasonable, reactive me. I was heading somewhere on the island on Saturday morning, and I had just left the house. I literally was still on the street that we live on. And I called Joe and left him a voicemail. He didn't pick up. I left him a voicemail about something that I wanted him to pick up while he was going to one of the stores on his list of things to do that day. And I just wanted to make sure he got the message because I didn't want him to go to the store and come back without it. So he didn't pick up when I called. I left the voicemail. Still didn't hear back from him about 10, 15 minutes later, so I shot him a text. Did you get my voicemail? Hear nothing back from him. So I'm still driving, and I'm starting to fume. Where is he? Why is he not responding to my I just left the house. It's not like he's napping. What is going on? What if I got into a car accident? Like, I was mad. Really mad. And I'm even, trying to reason with myself. I'm like, Wendy, this is not a big deal. Just not a big deal. Just calm down. No. What if I was in an accident? He has to be available when I need him. This is ridiculous. Yeah, it was bad. But by the time I actually did get a hold of him, because when I got where I was going, it was almost a half hour later, and I shot him another text, and I wanted to say, where the F are you? But I said, are you not getting my messages? And he responded back right away then. He's like, oh, I was outside. I was fixing the fence or whatever. Okay, completely reasonable explanation. I told him, you should check your phone when you come back in. And he said, well, I was literally just coming back in when I got your last message. So, okay. A little bit of the monster reappeared. Not a big deal. I managed to, calm myself down. I didn't blow up at him. I told him later I was mad. I really wanted to blow up at you. And we kind of laugh it off now because, like I said, that's kind of like the old me. But again, is this something about Mercury being in retrograde? I hadn't felt that way in a really long time. Just mad. I don't know. A little bit. The old Wendy comes out here and there. You got to do your best to try and quell her, to try and keep her in check, to not go off and freak out like I used to all the time. So we live, we learn, we try to do better, right? Doesn't mean we're never going to be the old person we were before again, but like I said, it could have spiraled out of control. I did keep that from happening. So bravo to me, but bad on me a little bit for getting that kind of crazy mad. So I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping it is Mercury in retrograde. And now that it's coming out, hopefully I'll be back to my happy-go-lucky, hilarious self. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. So I wanted to talk about something that's a bit of a serious topic. I was a huge All My Children fan, and as we all know, Susan Lucci played the ever-entertaining Erica Kane. Now, Susan Lucci is 72, and apparently she just had some cardiac issues. She said that she'd felt some mild pressure on her chest last October a couple of times, and it went away. And because I've never had a health issue, I thought it was nothing. So the third time it happened, I was shopping in a boutique, and it was overwhelming. She said it felt like an elephant pressing on her chest. And she said she remembers someone talking about how the symptoms for heart attacks are different for women than they are for men, and it made her consider the possibility that maybe this was what was going on. She said she sat down in the boutique, and she thought, could this be happening? Oh, no, I have way too many things to do. I can't do this. Yeah, I can't have a heart attack. I've got a big to-do list. She said somebody at the boutique was like, are you okay? I think we should go to the hospital. She said that when the doctor ran some tests, he discovered how close to tragedy she had been. It turns out she had a 90% blockage in her main artery and a 75% blockage in an adjacent artery. So they said, you just avoided a heart attack. So what she's hoping to get across to people is, women especially, put yourself on your to-do list. Don't say I don't have time to have a heart attack. I get it. I've been there. It's times that I felt bad. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Your health is the most important thing. She said, pay attention to symptoms. And this is what I thought was really great that she said. She said, we think sometimes maybe they'll think I'm overreacting or being too dramatic. It can't be anything. Go to the hospital. Get it checked out. They're going to be glad you came. And you're going to be glad you came. Who cares if you're overreacting? If you think something's wrong, don't worry about people thinking that you're being overly dramatic. Just go. Now, if you're a hypochondriac, that's a little bit of a different story. But don't think that it's nothing, because it may not be. So get to the hospital if you feel like something is going on that shouldn't be. And we need to take ourselves, put ourselves first and take care of ourselves. So I just thought that was a really good story. I'm glad that she's doing better. She got the help that she needed, and she says she's never felt better. So that is some good news for her. Some other interesting news I saw this morning. I've seen the story about 4 times now. Apparently, we are eating apples wrong. That's right. Apples are very good for what they call gut health. It helps weed through all that stuff and get it through your body that we're not supposed to be eating all the time. They're saying that we should be eating the core of the apple, but not the seeds. The seeds do something inside our belly that stops the digestion process from being at its ultimate. So I don't know. I think everybody's seen that person once or twice in their life that eats the whole apple, the core and everything. And you're like, ew, what are you doing? It's like eating the peel of an orange, right? I don't know. They're saying that's what you should be eating. I guess it's supposed to be like watermelon where you dig out the seeds and then you eat the rest of it. Seems weird to me. I'm probably not going to start eating it that way. I'm probably going to continue to just eat around the core and throw the core out. But just something for you to know. The healthy way to eat your apple is to eat the core minus the seeds. Hey, I am a beacon of health and fitness today. I want you to live your best life and be healthy doing it, because that's the only way to do it. Right? Okay, so I'm going to move on to the topic. It is that time of year where we see fairs everywhere. Summer and fairs go hand in hand. So I thought maybe I would ask you guys, what is your favorite food to get at the fair? My favorite food, which was mentioned a number of times, is funnel cake. I love me some funnel cake. The more powdered sugar, the better. In fact, I want so much powdered sugar that when I'm walking from the counter to the table I'm going to sit at to eat it, I want the wind to blow a little bit and blow that powder all over me, because I want to make sure there is enough. And then you get really thirsty. So I usually get like an orangeade or a lemonade to go with it. So some of your responses. Jen says she loves funnel cake too. And embarrassed to admit cotton candy. It's been a long time since I've had cotton candy, but I do love that when you just put it in your mouth, it just melts. It's good, right? Ann also says funnel cake and pork roll sandwiches. I don't really associate that with fairs. I associate that with the porthole, because that's what I get every time I go to the porthole. A pork roll and cheese sandwich on a Kaiser. Michelle says twisted taters. Yes, I've seen those. I've had them once. I don't think I was very impressed with it. I think it seemed a little dry to me. Marcy says fried dough. Marianne says French fries. Joe says corn dogs. Oh, corn dogs. How could I forget corn dogs? Love me some corn dogs. I used to go to the Pennsylvania State Fair every year. It was in our town at the racetrack. And every year I would have to get a corn dog and then a funnel cake. And then on the inside, they had all these vendors. And I would get a box of chocolate-covered strawberries to take home with me. Just haven't had a corn dog in I don't know how long. Been a long time, I can tell you that. Joe says sausage and peppers, too. Yes, that is a big fair food. Another for funnel cake, Paula. Kevin says zeppoli and sausage and peppers on a hard roll. And Adele says zeppolis. I've heard of zeppolis. I don't really think I've ever had one. I'm sure they're delicious. I think they're like some kind of fried dough. Joe said that they were like some type of donut, Italian donut, something like that. I'm not really sure. So, there's some of your delicious fair foods. Have I made you hungry again first thing in the morning? I know. I'm terrible, aren't I? I know, on a Monday, too, and you're trying to be good. What was I thinking? I apologize. I'm sorry. Have a nice, yummy egg white omelet. Good. Is it working? Not for me either. So we'll move on to my blog post. Today, I'm going to be talking about loving yourself. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This week, we're going to try and talk about how you perceive things. I'm hoping to change your perception about how you see yourself and how you see your life. If you need help in that area, I'm not saying that everybody does, and I hope that you don't. But if you do, like I have always needed, then that's what I would like to help with this week. So today, I wanted to focus on loving yourself. So do you love yourself? Do you think it's something that is impossible to do? I always have. I have a lot of personality traits that I don't find very lovable. And the thought of actually loving myself has been pretty foreign to me. I still can't say I'm all the way there. Can't say, ooh, I love myself. But I am a lot further along than I used to be. So if this is an issue for you, I've got good news. There are some simple ways you can learn to love yourself, including what you may even consider your bad traits. Again, simple, not easy. Simple ways. Here's what I would like you to do. Are you doing your gratitude journal? That's the first question. If you aren't, get to it. It is the core of this whole changing your life thing. I did a misspelling in my blog. I wrote, it's the core of this who changing your life thing instead of whole changing your life thing. It kind of changes the whole meaning of the sentence. So I really do need to pre-read these things a little bit better. But for this week, here's what I want you to do. I would like to change the parameters of your gratitude journal. I want you to write down 3 things, just 3, not 5, like typical, that you love about yourself this week. Every day, 3 things that you love about yourself. I'm only asking you to do 3 so it doesn't seem overwhelming, but they have to be different every day. You can focus on your looks, you can focus on your personality, and I'll even give you a head start. I'll tell you mine. These are my first 3 for each one. For physical traits, I have great hair. I do. I've got great hair. There's no doubt about it. 2, I love the color of my eyes. I used to get a lot of compliments on my eye color. And 3, even though I've put on some weight, I have great shoulders and good definition around my shoulders and collarbone. Kind of stick out a little bit and kind of look trim and defined. I like it. I like it. Personality traits. I am a very hard worker. I am extremely determined. And last but not least, I put down that I'm funny. Not everybody may think I'm funny. I think I'm funny. I crack myself up. And this is who we're talking about. Yourself. So, it doesn't matter what other people think of you. What you think of you. Other people might not think I have great hair. Other people might think that I have a horrible color, blue, of eyes. I don't care. I was not talking about other people. We're talking